It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Thursday. Guys, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Last night, feeling a little bit violated, but also exposed. And I guess everything in between, especially Kathy Hilton thinking that Dorit Kemsley is English. I thought that was kind of funny. I guess it means that she's convincing, even though that accent wasn't convincing any of us. All right, guys, so we're back to jump in. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. I see you guys. We see the analytics. As YouTubers, we see what percent is subscribed and what is not. So thanks for stopping by and watching, but hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and bring up one of my favorite YouTubers, and I also dropped the link for you, not paid by anyone, and whoever else wants to come on and join us. I don't like to have these conversations by myself because I like to hear other people's opinions. I don't really want to come on here and just like scream at a camera. If I wanted to do that, I would just do pre-records. So I'll drop the link again and then just join the conversation. We'll see you guys whenever you join. Hi, Kempire.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
It's so funny that you talk about the analytics because I think it's a common thing for all of us YouTubers and content creators is that when you look at your analytics, there is this big divide. I literally thought of it earlier today that you have so many subscribers, but it doesn't really matter about the subscribers, although we love you, if you're not watching the videos.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and not only that, I mean, but I notice sometimes, like if I have, like right now I have 62,000 subscribers, something like that, but then it says only 40% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. I'm like,
yeah,
guys, we're trying to get to 100. Where the hell are you? Just press the subscribe. It's so easy. Just press the button.
And that way you won't miss out on anything. Because if anything, you're consistent. You know, there are a lot of people that get into this and they think, oh, yay, I want to do it. And then they're not consistent. You give content every single day, literally. So why not subscribe, y'all?
See? All right. Well, with that, Kempire, we have the ugly mess in the building. Have you met her?
It took me a second. Like, no, I haven't met her before. Or have I? Uh-oh.
Really?
Why would you put your name as the ugly mess?
Well, because it's Erica. Erica's an ugly mess.
Oh,
She's not
okay.
a pretty mess.
Okay. Well,
You know,
good
I always
morning,
try to say something with my names.
I like
I
that.
hope I'm not as ugly as my
No,
name.
you're not ugly. This was, I do want to jump into this though, because we have almost 200 people in the room in the first 3 minutes. That's great. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button again. And I want to start off with Lisa Rinna. And I'm so divided on how I feel about Lisa Rinna. I just want to say that. But watching her in this episode, I was really annoyed because as we're watching the episode, she keeps bringing up Scott Disick. She knows that name carries a little bit of weight coming from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's acting like she's bothered, but really she knows that this is going to push her daughter out there to become a little bit more famous, a little bit faster. You know she's living for it, but she's acting like she's so bothered by it.
She's not bothered.
Did anyone else feel that?
Of it.
She's not bothered by this.
Oh,
She loves it.
And I'm not buying that. This is not a... She's an actress.
Oh, she clearly wants the attention. She clearly wants the attention on everything else but her true life with Harry Hamlin. And like you, I was annoyed with Lisa. Luckily, we have so many other housewives and friend does of this show that overall, after watching this the second time, I was like, why are you here, Lisa? Dorit, why are you here? You're not showing us anything. And anytime we get something, it feels fake and phony.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. We're not getting a lot of their own personal lives. And at this point, it seems like Lisa Rinna is using her daughter's life as her storyline this season. Yeah. It's not that interesting. And it's even more annoying knowing how relentless she was on Denise Richards last year when she was going through her hard time. But this year, even Kyle Richards has addressed it. She's giving Erica Girardi a pass. So why are you...
Speaking of,
Go ahead.
in Watch What Happens Live.
Are you going to talk about her wanting to come back?
Garcelle, she had the biggest shot of tequila ever, according to Andy Cohen, because it was shot ski night. And then after that, he asked Garcelle, "Are you still in touch with Denise?" And then Garcelle said, "Yes, actually, she is willing to come back, but only if someone leaves the show." And then Andy said, and then Andy said, someone whose name starts with initials LR. And then she goes, "Andy." And then he goes, "Oh, you started it." So, yeah.
I don't think, honestly, in my opinion, I saw that too. I don't think that Denise Richards would be invited back to the show because it's not just about the ensemble cast wanting to accept them back. Production has to be willing to work with them too. And I think she was difficult to work with because she was always breaking the fourth wall. And they were starting to get like pissed off about this. She would walk away from scenes. She wouldn't show up for filming. She would say, "Bravo, bravo, bravo." And even though Lisa Rinna is not giving us anything this season, she still has that ability. If production pulled her aside and said, "Listen, this season, like you were a little bit more relaxed. We're going to bring you back next season, but you have to amp it up." She would stir the pot and do it so well. That's what she does well. So I don't think that they would get rid of her.
Yeah, I don't think Lisa is moving anywhere, unfortunately, because she is best buddies with Andy. And but I can see Denise coming back. I can. But will Lisa be as graceful? I can see. I don't. It's not that I think it's going to happen. But it's not like she broke ties. And if it's production, she can get a new crew. Let's face it, Denise, she has a career, in acting. So I don't
she said in acting.
I don't think it would be that hard for her to find a new production crew that would work with her. But it wasn't the production crew's fault that everybody was ganging up on her, Because everybody was a gang up. Everybody's giving Erica a pass, including Kyle, including Dorit.
Yeah, but there's two things here. One, Denise doesn't have any control over who the production crew is that films her. She has no control over that. And then the other thing is, what was the other one that you just pointed out?
She can find the production. That's what I said. I don't think they were. The problem was that the others were ganging up.
Yeah, and the production. I feel like the production was pushing so hard for anyone who would go after Denise to get this Brandi Glanville story out, because production's the one who set up that whole fake meeting with Brandi Glanville coming to Kyle Richards' house with Kim. And then she's like, "Oh, Brandy's in the car. Oh, tell her to come up." Like they didn't know. We all know that was so staged, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. True.
But look, at the end of the day, who would we prefer? Would we prefer Denise or Lisa? Look, Lisa doesn't bring a lot, but Denise was not. Denise wasn't bringing anything either, and I didn't care about the whole brand.
Denise was bringing her husband.
Denise's husband was a weirdo. Sorry,
exactly.
But he was good looking. He was a good looking.
I mean, that's all well and good until he starts speaking.
Exactly. So he is really like he's entertaining for the show. Lisa doesn't bring her biggest asset that's home, which is Harry Hamlin.
Yeah, but that's because she doesn't want them talking about the husband. We need to I'm about to do a podcast with a guy named Joey Santos, who is like super old Hollywood, comes from that whole like just background, and he knows Lisa and Harry. I'm so curious. Maybe he'll talk about the husband. I don't know. But I don't want to get sued, so I don't.
Allegedly.
I'll talk to the side about the husband, but I do want to move forward. Actually, before we do we approve of the Scott? Not like anybody gives a if we approve of it, but do we approve of the Scott Disick Amelia Gray relationship? She has come out and publicly said that he is the man of her dreams.
Oh God.
She's also 19 and he's 37 or 38, whatever it is, 39. Is this an appropriate relationship? Does the age part even matter? And do you think that this will work?
Well, when they did that comparison of everybody's difference in age, it's like, wow, like, I don't think it's an age difference thing because that is usual. That's very common in California, okay, or in their circles for difference in age couples. But my point is it really for a real relationship, or it's just for clicks? because Amelia, she's getting clicks because she's with the Scott. Scott has the Kardashian name behind him because he's part of that family. So, and the worst actress award goes to Lisa, pretending that she's bothered. She loves every second of it.
Well, and I could see what you're saying here, though, because, for Scott, I don't think Amelia would get with Scott because it would just boost her up, right? She gets to go to Kardashian things. She's around. Everyone is now knowing who Amelia is. But for Scott, it almost makes me wonder if he's using Amelia as a ploy to kind of bother Kourtney, because Kourtney is so we know Kourtney Kardashian is not bothered by anything. She's off to the corner. She's with Travis Barker. She doesn't care what Scott's doing. She's like, you had issues.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to bother Scott. I do think it is both Lisa Rinna and her daughter's ploy to launch the modeling career that never was. So I definitely think it's just, we see this all the time in Hollywood where these relationships are orchestrated, and sometimes they end up falling in love in quotes. But I do think this was I do think it's orchestrated for Lisa Rinna, because we've heard rumors Lisa wanted her own show as well. So I don't believe any of it. I don't care if it's inappropriate or not. She's over the age of 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like at this point, yeah. Just do your thing.
I think Scott has something to benefit here too, because they are done with E, but they're just starting with Hulu. So it's the same show, just moving to a different streaming service. So I feel like it would be a little story to add to the Kardashian, like a filler for because they are a lot of people. So if they just film 10 minutes of each of the Kardashian family members, they have an hour show. So this would be a way for Scott to ensure himself relevance, at least to make it to one of the episodes, by mentioning that he is with Lisa Rinna, but she's the one more to gain than he is. He just needs, he needs to be with someone.
Yeah, because he has no storyline. He has no storyline at this point in regards to once they move to Hulu.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll keep it moving because we titled this thumbnail "Violated and Exposed." So we have one person who felt violated, and we have another person who has been exposed. So where do we start? Violated or exposed?
Violated.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say this really quick. I thought it was handled so well by Crystal, how she had all of the women taking up for Sutton and coming at her. She just gave the clear definition of what violated means. She said, Google it. This is what it means. You guys are making it a lot harsher than what it actually is. I wasn't saying that she came in and tried to, sexually come on to me or anything like that. She said, I was just saying that this was an invasion of my privacy. And Sutton feels like, obviously, this is her reputation. So when you use the word violated and you make me look like a weirdo, then, all of the whole world who watches Bravo is going to see this. And now you're painting me in a bad light. Are we team Sutton or are we team Crystal?
Crystal.
Kempire?
I feel like all the women were using this to deflect from Erica.
I don't know
They're
about
the ones bringing it up. I know that Crystal, she told everyone. She told them separate. It's on camera. But it's not her who's always bringing it up in a group setting. And they are blaming her for bringing it up. No, you brought it up. It wasn't Crystal. And even when they asked Garcelle, because Garcelle now she's very close friends with Sutton, it seems, she goes, well, it felt like it was Crystal who brought it up, but it wasn't Crystal. It was Kathy making reference to a name that Sutton
Thomasina.
used. It was a telephone game, just like Kathy said. And really violated. She felt violated. We have to value each other's feelings. She felt violated. You came in unannounced and not welcomed. It's one thing for me to be having a good relationship, fun relationship with a girlfriend, and she walks into me, and it's another thing to have that girlfriend who I've been having problems with before come into my room unannounced. It's a different vibe. So I can totally see her feeling violated. Yeah, she did. So what's your problem, ladies? Are you guys all deflecting and going onto the bandwagon of the lies that Erica is spewing in the show?
What the big issue here is that they are misusing the word violated, or they're not misusing. Well, Crystal's not misusing it. They're hearing a whole other thing. They're hearing it sexually violated.
Yes.
That's not what she's saying. You violated my space. By definition, that's exactly what Sutton did. And I said multiple times, don't come knocking on my door and then just immediately let yourself in, because I could be getting dressed. I could be having a personal conversation. And I think part of the reason why Sutton said what she said on her way out is because she also felt awkward. And Sutton, she just doesn't know what to say. So that's why I'm not team Sutton and I'm not team Crystal. I think it's just a big miscommunication.
It's a big miscommunication, and it's something that they're deciding to run with. And, I don't like the fact, and I like Sutton, but I don't like the fact that Sutton is saying, well, this is a girls' trip. Have you never been on a girls' trip? Maybe you don't have girlfriends. Yeah, I get that. But if I go on a guy's trip, which I have before with just like a bunch of friends, and we went skiing in like Big Bear or something like that, like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And, if one of them just walked in and opened my bedroom door and I'm standing there naked, I would be pissed. I'd be like, this is not your room. So don't just come open my door, especially because, like Crystal is married, Sutton's divorced. That doesn't matter. But the point is like, it's awkward. It's uncomfortable. You don't know what's going, like, what if I have a rash going down my body and I don't want you to see it? Like, you don't know. It's still a violation of privacy. I'm watching the chat though, and I do want to say, Lori Parsons, really enjoy your content. It's part of my morning show. Thank you. I appreciate that. People are saying a lot more Sutton than they are.
Well, let me reiterate. I'm Team Crystal, but that doesn't mean I'm against Sutton. I feel like it's all the other women using that, because sometimes it's not even Sutton who's bringing it up. It's either Kyle or someone else. I feel like they're using it just to alleviate the pressure off of Erica. I really think this is their plot as their group, and they were all ganging up on Crystal. I felt so bad, but at the same time, wow, she stood her ground and she said, you Googled the meaning. I know what I meant. I'm not taking that back, period. This is how I felt. And after that, you and I were having like a friction. And like, yes, I'm going to feel violated. Why not?
And then they flash back to that scene where Crystal is talking about it. And Crystal did make it seem more serious than it actually was. Then she's actually making it during this cocktail party with them. So Crystal's not completely innocent either. Yeah, and I already said before, people are either going to love Crystal or hate Crystal. I saw the signs from the very first time she appeared on the show.
I think it was funny too, not to get off track though, but like we finally get past this. And even though Kathy Hilton was the one who instigated this, which is funny because she did it so subtly by calling her Thomasina. And she's like, what's Thomasina? She's like, like that peeping Tom thing. I just thought that was funny, which obviously sparked the whole conversation. Then she's looking at Dorit and all the rest of the women. And she's like, my English friend over here that I'm just getting to know. She's like, I'm not English. I'm not English.
She was literally loving it.
And
that was a dig.
It was a dig. And Kathy's good. And Kathy goes, who cares? Like Connecticut, England, whatever. Who cares? Like, I don't have time. And I just thought it's fun. It's funny because no one will go back. Like no one will go to bat with Kathy Hilton. We all know this. Like if you want to be ruined in the city of Beverly Hills, you will go to bat with Kathy Hilton. And I don't think anyone is prepared for that. That's why she shows up to Sutton's party. She gets the caviar the way she wants it. If she doesn't want to go out with the cast on the day of filming when she wanted to stay inside and sleep because she was drinking Red Bull at 2:00 in the morning, she stays inside and sleeps. She walks out in like t-shirts because she just doesn't give a shit. She's like, I'm on a whole nother level. I don't care. You rent your jet. I own my jet. It's very different.
Yeah.
Sidebar, Erica.
Oh,
well, you threw that in.
We'll get to that later. But since we're talking about Kathy Hilton and Kyle Richards, we have heard them tease. Look how they're both so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched this clip from today. I feel like Kyle is really trying to ride the likability wave of her sister
duh. That's why she got her on the show.
To have her image a little bit restored from what happened last year with Denise. because it
But
was obvious what they were all doing.
I enjoy Kyle and Kathy together. I don't think Kathy could carry the show on her own as a housewife, because I don't think she's interested in giving that much of herself. But I like Kathy's little sprinkle there. And I also like the interaction between Kyle and Kathy.
Yeah, and I also think, you know, again, because I know that they teased that they would, you know, do a show together that's not Housewives. I think Kathy Hilton has made it very clear she does not want to be a housewife, one, because her daughters, Paris and Nikki, were just appalled at the idea that she would even join the show. But she promised, I'm not going to join the show and go on and fight with anyone. I'm just going to go on there and be me. And if there's an altercation, I'll walk away. She doesn't have any creative control over Housewives. Whereas if she wanted a show with her sister, or even a show that followed her in her home with her own family, she could executive produce that show and almost Kris Jenner it and have the creative control. Because Kris Jenner gets to say what goes and what stays on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kathy Hilton wants that same control if she's going to put herself out there, because she's not going to paint her family in a negative light. And for Housewives, we all know, Andy Cohen has said this a million times, Bravo does not protect the talent. You don't get to decide. That's why Denise Richards was pissed when they wouldn't edit this out with the whole Brandy Glanville thing. She's like, I didn't sign up to film with Brandy. I didn't even know she was coming. Cut this out. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
I don't believe that they don't protect their talent. They protect who they want. And
I mean, I agree with that.
Who they want.
I agree with that.
And I disagree with Kim Parr. I think Kathy is carrying the show. She's making the show bearable to watch. Because we like her so much, it's canceling all the nauseousness that we get from Erica.
I actually think this might be carrying the show this season.
Oh.
Yes.
Look at that face.
Wow.
Look at those faces.
What a
Or that face.
Oh, God.
Or this
Adam,
one.
you're killing me
Oh,
today.
my God. Whoever
this
is
one.
doing her eyebrows need to be,
Oh.
She had to fire the Glam Squad. Lay off.
Oh no! I think they're gonna look into her financial records and to see
Oh,
if
they're
she
bringing
was
in-
paying them more than she should.
The divorce attorney they're bringing in to find out what the conversations have been, because technically they have rights with it. If you're talking to your attorney, if I'm talking to my attorney, you can't ask me what this conversation was, because we have rights as, client, attorney, whatever, privileges, whatever. But apparently there was a third party in the text thread. So since there was a third party, now those rights are waived. So the attorney has to come into play. The accountant who doubled up as her manager, who knows the pay stubs, the books for EJ Global, and her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills contract is coming into play. And her landlord, because they want to know, how did you pay for this rental? What checking account, what savings account, where did this money come from? So he's coming into play, and they're all having to appear in court on the same week of July 19th. So this is going to get interesting.
One of
In
her
my
boyfriends
head-
paid for it. You heard what she said during one of the scenes. She has to check the financials. I was like, listen to this gold digger.
Listen, I feel like the plot
Is that what that means?
is obvious.
Yes.
I think the plot is obvious. She went on Lake Tahoe. She was still, Tom is everything. Tom is my everything. When she came back, they saw that everything was hitting the fan. They had, okay, so this is what you do. You portrayed me as this abusive, emotionally abusive husband who used to cheat on you and belittle you. And that's the story. And then the divorce settlement, you get what you would be entitled for, because we don't have a prenup, which would be a lot of money. And this is how we don't need to pay back what we took away from the victims. That is, for me, crystal clear, because it's such an 180 within 24 hours that all of a sudden Tom was bad. Tom doesn't listen to me.
She said he was mean, possessive, dismissive.
She was just saying that COVID brought them together in Lake Tahoe.
She was lying.
She was lying. She's lying, and everybody is in the lie with her, because they feel also that self-serving. Having Erica on the show will bring ratings, and the pressure is on her, not on them. So they have this agreement. We will try to alleviate the pressure off of you as much as we can. This is why we've been hearing the violated debacle for more than 5 episodes right now, I think. And they are giving her a pass. Like, Lisa Rinna, be patient and giving her space. Where was that with your lifetime friend, Denise?
That's true. And I
think
thought it
Lisa
was
Rinna's a hypocrite.
well, I also thought it was really interesting that, you know, Garcelle had a conversation with her in this scene where she's talking about how a friend or somebody said that they saw Tom with some blonde woman at a restaurant. And then boom, this was filmed almost a year ago. This was filmed, right? Like 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Almost.
So this was filmed not long ago. And then a month ago, less than a month ago, photos surfaced of him at Stony Point in Pasadena with a blonde woman who they're alleging is his travel agent. So it's like these things are hitting the marks really well. I don't know if it, I mean, I'm not saying that anybody could be doing or plotting anything, because, you know, that Ronald Richards interview being brought into the court for me was enough for me to just be like, that was him. I invited him and he came and he said shit, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know the legal jargon. So
Yeah.
You're safe, Adam. You're safe. But that is a nice flex, though. I was in Erica Jane's legal situation.
Listen, who is very calculated and who is the sniper from the side? Ooh, wow. I feel like it's so disgusting to see her, even to talk about Range Rover. Her Range Rover is like, wow. I wish I had that Range Rover.
It was actually, you know, before we saw it, after seeing it, I was like, oh shit, that is not a cheap Range Rover.
That's not a cheap Range Rover. I would love to have that instead of the Evoque that I drive. But like, really?
Do you have an Evoque?
Yes.
Can somebody trade my Honda Accord?
Huh?
I said, can somebody trade me for my Honda Accord?
You know, I used to do my first, you know, for me, cars were a learning experience because it was one of my most stressful days next to my divorce was to lease a car, because I don't know how to fix a car or anything. So I felt like everybody was taking advantage of me. My first lease was a Honda. I never had a problem with it. And then, you know, when it was time for me to get a new lease, I really when I went there, I was like, give me your cheapest itch. He goes, okay, if it's white leather, it's more expensive. I said, I have kids, I want black. So I don't have the opening because it messes my hair. I don't want to mess my hair.
Yeah, you don't want to be a pretty mess.
I made it work. I had some perks from work. I made it work.
Okay. Well, Kim Fire is moving up in the world too over there because he has a big mansion behind him.
Yes.
So shit's happening.
It's not a mansion. It's a McMansion. I'm here in the Hamptons. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
Is it Ramona's?
Oh, you set up my Google. Hey, Google, stop.
With that, I guess, I mean, we've hit most of the marks as far as last night's episode. I don't really want to talk more about Scott Disick. I feel like Lisa Rinna is reaching. Dorit Kemsley, I don't really know what her storyline is. And
can you talk about her picture, the portrait?
Oh, I actually love the portrait, but I
love it too.
I just think it's like, I don't know. Jason and I don't have one photo of ourselves anywhere in this place. And I've tried hanging up his Cirque du Soleil posters and he won't let me because he's embarrassed by it. He's like, he's not embarrassed. He's just like, I don't want this to be like a shrine to me. So I don't want to hang up photos of myself. And I'm like, okay, you know.
What about a statue?
An 8-foot statue?
Who has a statue?
Dorit Kemsley. No, he's joking about PK I think that's what you're saying. PK, an 8-foot cutout of Dorit. And Dorit looked at him like, weirdo.
See, I have a big portrait of mine, but my daughter drew it. Like, she took from a live picture, from a regular picture, and she did like a painting of, she does that for a living. She's 15. So, yeah, that is big.
That's really cool.
I have that in my living room. But it's because my daughter gave it to me. So it might look like it is like selfish, but when someone gives you a gift.
No, you're a proud mom. That's different.
But that is nice. That is a nice portrait.
I thought it was a nice portrait too.
Bites you in the back.
I do want to ask you guys though, really quick, because we have a lot of lackluster storylines this season. Who, if you had to name the top 3 from first to third carrying this season, who would it be?
Kathy. I would love to see a spinoff of Kathy just for the wedding, Paris's wedding.
Just
Can you
give her-
imagine how entertaining that would be to see how she's planning the wedding, what they're doing? Because like one of the best scenes in my head was when they went wedding dress shopping for Kim's daughter. And the way she was given critique, Kathy, was, oh my God. So I would love to see a spinoff for Kathy. I'm over all these women. I feel like they're gaslighting us. And they're not going to hold Erica accountable. Erica's story is driving a lot of people to watch the show. We can't take that away from it. But if we think they're going to hold her accountable, no, they're going on with the story that she was emotionally abused. And this is why she left, because she couldn't take it anymore.
Okay. So
Not
Kathy.
I don't know who necessarily is carrying the season. Like I said before, because there's so many Housewives and Friend Doves, it helps us ignore people that aren't carrying their weight, like Lisa Rinna or Dorit. But I'm actually enjoying Kyle this season. Last season, I really was over her. Garcelle, she doesn't have much of a storyline, but Garcelle adds so much in regards to her confessionals and to the group. So she makes me laugh throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Kathy is a delight, but like I said before, she can't carry the show on her own. So I like the sprinkle of Kathy throughout the show. Crystal and Sutton's fight, I'm enjoying the back and forth because Crystal does not give a rip, in the words of Mama D.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Kat and Sutton. I like Sutton's quirky, kooky weirdness. It works. I'm glad they gave her a diamond this season. And who else is there? Oh, Erica. I'm interested in seeing how this plays out. I don't believe a word that Erica says. I don't believe that these women are really her friends. But I'm interested to see how it plays out for the rest of the season. Will I be interested by the end of the season? We shall see.
Well, I'm more interested for the week of July 19th, but we shall see.
Ooh.
So, all right. Well, with that, I'm going to agree with Natalia Binzi. Erica, Kathy, and Sutton, I think, are carrying the show the most for me. But Crystal Kung Minkoff is probably one of my favorites because, like you said, she doesn't give a rip. I think our newbies are really the ones who are carrying it this season. I think our older ones are really they have lackluster storylines. I love Garcelle too, but her being on Bumble and talking to three men storyline, it's not doing it for me. I like Lisa Rinna for the show, but the Scott Disick and trying to ride on those coattails is kind of annoying, and using her daughter as a storyline is not doing it for me. Kyle Richards is getting a pass because of Kathy Hilton, and she gave that to us. So we thank you, Kyle, but you're still on thin ice. And Dorit Kemsley.
Why is she there?
Bye to her in her Connecticut, English, Italian, French, Australian, Brazilian, Alaskan, Hawaiian, Mexican,
Israeli, because she speaks
Puerto Rican accent
too. She speaks a lot of languages, you know.
Oh, yeah, but it's like she put all of them in a blender.
Yeah. You know, I can relate to her lack of knowing what her identity is. Because, like, if you ask me where my accent comes from, I have no clue. It can be a lot of possibilities, but she's bringing nothing other
Even
than
her fashion. Even her fashion is tacky. You could tell she is new money. Old money does not walk into a room and you can tell what brand you're wearing.
Kathy Hilton.
Exactly.
Oh, Kathy, oh my God, I love her.
And she's just subtle. And so is Crystal, honestly. And Crystal's new money too. Mm-hmm. Crystal didn't come from money, but Crystal also was like, I don't want to wear, like, somebody did this. I don't care. And she's like, I don't need even though she has a $90,000 bag on her table and she's showing that off. I just don't think that's what drives her. I think what drives her is like the kid screaming at everyone, telling them that they're stupid and, just being there for her family. I think she has different, whatever the case is. But when I first moved from Tennessee to Los Angeles, I was, when I was working in these different restaurants and stuff, I'd be like, hi, how are you? How are you doing? And it took me about 3 years to lose that twang. And now I won't cross the borders of Tennessee again.
You know what I love about
I miss that twang.
Yeah.
No.
I love a Southern accent.
No, I love a Southern accent, just not on me. Just like I love an English accent, just not on Dorit. You see?
But backtracking to Crystal's house and the bag, it was the producers and Kyle that made a situation of that bag. It wasn't Crystal. Crystal was like, that's the bag I'm carrying out. It's on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I love about Crystal is like, I feel like she is one of the first newbies, not trying to kiss up to anyone, to be in the good graces. She's doing her own thing because she has the Lion King money.
Oh, here you go.
I had to say that.
I like Crystal. I mean, and as I said before, people are either going to love Crystal or hate Crystal. I see the potential to hate Crystal because there's just an energy about Crystal. Like she doesn't care what anyone else thinks.
I love her housekeeper.
I like Crystal too. Oh, I love the housekeeper too. And dear Dana, I'm not ashamed of the twang. It didn't sound good. I'm from South Florida, not Tennessee. So my twang sounded like Dorit's twang. If I was born in Tennessee and I had that twang and I was born with it and I didn't adopt it, it would be different.
Floridians have a twang too, depending on where you go.
Do I sound like I have a twang?
No, you don't.
Oh, see?
I didn't know twang was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Twang is a thing. All right, with that, guys, we have over 600 in the room. Go ahead, smash that like button before you go. And don't forget to go hit the subscribe button, the like button, and I'm dropping 2 more pre-records. Before we go, watch this. You know what to do.
I have a time.
Oh, God, here we go. Hey, everyone. Be sure
wait, hold on. I want to make this a celebratory thing. Go ahead.
Oh! Uh-oh. Everyone can follow me on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. And of course, subscribe to my podcast where you get an uncensored version of your favorite hot topics. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms.
Wow, he didn't get
You guys are a mess.
That's great.
Damn it, stop.
I love the new studio, Adam. You could tell it's bigger. You could see more of your desk. The colors just seem, I mean, they're the same, but there's a different hue to them, even in this room.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, well, you done messed up my sign.
No, leave it like that. I
like that.
The celebration at the end.
Oh, okay, the celebration at the end.
Yeah, it's a high note.
All right, ugly mess, where can we find you?
Well, I am not _paid_by_anyone. So you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube. I am still trying to figure out how to share you guys in my page. Do you guys have to give me access? Or it's just a link. I need to figure that out because this is what they're gonna find in my page. Whenever I pop in your screen or because I'm here to support you both.
Look at the pooch. I want a dog.
Oh my God.
And this is not paid by anyone too. So
everyone pays him.
So cute.
All right.
Woof woof.
With that, I guess we'll see you next time.
Yes.
All right. And guys, again, we're dropping pre-records today, so make sure you go help build Miriam's not paid by anyone /K1 Visa Rep /Ugly Mess /every other name that she's added on here before. Help go build her channel.
Coral.
Yes. And Kempire. Make sure to follow Kempire because Kempire does all of the same stuff that we do and more and has his own perspective. So it's always fun to watch and listen to. So give them a follow. Guys, you smell so bad. God. This guy needs a bath. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Apparently, I have to go bathe my dog. Great. I don't like dogs, but Adam's dog is beautiful.
Adam's dog is gorgeous.
Who doesn't like dogs? Guys. All right, guys. Make sure you go follow Kempire and also Miriam. Go follow her on Instagram. We will see you so very soon. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.